Guys, welcome to another episode with me today. I have my co-host who has been uh, very special on this journey with me. She's been asking some good questions and we've been bouncing off each other. So let's just bring her straight in. Christina Tindale, how are you?
I am good. How are you, Amir Zoghi?
Yeah, doing good. Just got back from a town called Berry up I shouldn't say up. It's south of us in Sydney, so south of New South
Mm,
Wales. Was away with the family, so getting some family time. I've
mm.
going coming to the US in a couple of weeks, which I will see you. I'm running a men's retreat. I don't know what you're going to be doing there, Christina. What are you doing at my retreat, men's retreat? No,
I will
no
be
women allowed.
I'll be behind the scenes at this one as
Yeah.
your event coordinator. I
Mm.
am still really looking forward to it though. I love the event coordination stuff, so it's going to be great. And we'll have Anna there as well, so we'll
Mm.
be going and doing our own girl stuff while you guys are in your men's circle.
Yeah. Really interesting because when I run a retreat for even bigger groups, it only takes one person to run those events. And it's usually you, Christina, you run those events. We do have another team member, Leah, who sometimes runs the events. But when it's a men's retreat and it's actually more intimate, it's less numbers. It takes two women to run that retreat. I don't know
Yeah.
why, but I think it's we have special needs.
There's, like, almost like a joke in that, like, how many people does it take to screw in a light bulb kind of thing.
Yeah, that's kinda what I'm getting at,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but it's I think it's because of the men.
Mhm.
I don't know, we're a bit needy, like they talk about the man flu, the man needs a little bit more attention. So all these men's are coming together, we're gonna have, like, it's smaller groups, but they're all gonna have, like, the man flu, you know?
Yeah.
A version of the man flu where we're going through our processes, so, you know, "Make me lunch, make me breakfast." Uh I'm
Well,
not saying out to the women. There's just that,
yeah.
you guys happen to be women and I'm digging myself out of this one, but you know what I mean. You guys are doing well. You offered to do breakfast, so
Yeah, yeah.
I've actually got a chef organized and everything. And I got your message the other day where you said, you know what? Why don't we just do breakfast? I was like, as long as you put love in it, I don't care. So thank you
That's
for offering that.
that's yeah, that's exactly why we wanna do it. But,
Yeah.
I mean, we're also gonna go out and have Persian food, right, while you're there, so I'm looking forward to that.
Mm. I love one of the reasons I've loved coming to Los Angeles is because there is a lot of Persians there, and
Mm,
so hence there are lots and lots of Persian restaurants,
yeah.
and it just reminds me of when I say home, not Iran, because I haven't been back there since I was pretty much born. I was born there, and then I went to Italy and started school in Italy, and then after that, I was living in Rome actually, and then after that, I came to Australia. So been pretty much raised here. But when I say home, it reminds me of home. It reminds me of my mother's cooking, and
Mm,
those Sunday lunches, which you came to many times
mm,
when you were part of my team in Australia back in the day.
yeah.
We invited you to a few of those Sunday lunches at my mum's house. We call it in Persian. We call it mehmuni,
Mm,
which means the guests are coming over. And
mm.
what was your favorite dish?
Oh my goodness. I mean, the tahdig, of course.
For
Well,
those who don't
no,
know what
and there was
tadig is it's rice, but at the bottom of the
mm,
rice, they make it crunchy. And
mm,
it's basically rice, but it's crunchy, and they could put all kinds of things in there. They could put layers of potato or bread, and you have
mm,
this rice, and it's just, oh, it's toasted, like it's crunchy. And, yeah, that's just the base. That's
yeah.
just the base of the food. Then you got all the stews, and you got the kebabs and all the anyway.
Well,
Uh,
I was gonna say your mom made this beautiful fish that was, like, stuffed with all of these it was, like, the most amazing thing I've ever had,
yeah,
like, so I remember that as well, and I also remember you and your siblings fighting over the crispy bits of tahdig, and so
yeah.
you
Still
put
do, still do.
you've
You know
put
what? Well,
us
what's wonderful is my
yeah.
wife has learned how to cook all that stuff. So
Aw.
she makes my favorite dishes. She makes the tardik, and I usually take half of the portion because you can't
Mm,
have too much tardik, right? It's basically how much. Usually you do one pot of rice, and then you
mhm,
get one. you get the base of that, which becomes tahdig. So
Yeah.
it's every time I go to a restaurant in LA and I'm saying like, do you have any tahdig? And they're like, oh, they have to see if they've got any because they can't do too many portions of it. It just depends on how many portions of rice they did. Hey, I just realized this has become a cooking show.
Well, it just that food has a very special place in my heart now, I think because of all those memories and then when you come to
Mm.
LA, and so looking forward to sharing that together when you
But
come. So,
seriously,
yeah.
how many places have I sent to you on Instagram? And I'm like, I want to go here, I want to go here, I want to go, and I'm like, is this close by? Yeah, that's Sherman Oaks. That's not too far. Yeah, that's in Santa Monica. That's not, and so I've got. I don't think I'll be having any American food while I'm there. I'll just be like Persian food, Persian food, Persian food.
Yeah. You'll probably
Yeah,
get some people sending you recommendations now too from this, but no, I
yeah.
do. Yeah.
And I was gonna say, I mean, if anyone is in LA, reach out and follow me on Instagram. Say hello as well, because you never know, I might have some time. But do follow me on Instagram. It's just Amir Zoghi. It's my handle
Yeah.
because I do share a lot of things on my trips. So it would be
Mm.
good for us to connect that way too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I do have a question for you today.
It's time to get to work, is it?
Mhm.
Damn,
Mhm.
I was having fun.
Yeah. I have a little tickle in my throat because I was sick.
That's all
Um, so the other day on our coaching call, our coaching call for FTW,
right.
which is one of your, very special coaching groups that's been together for a long time now. Um,
I just wanna let those people know they're like, "What? Why would he have a coaching group called FTW?" It doesn't stand for fuck the world, it stands for my version, it stands for free the world, so,
Mm.
that's just wanna put that out there. Everyone knows I like my acronyms, you know? I've got
Yes.
OMG, Oneness Mentoring Group, WTF, it's the Wisdom,
Mhm.
Truth, Freedom experience. Anyway,
Yeah. Yeah.
and we have
And we
FTW.
could get into a whole thing about what that means, but that would be a
Yeah.
digression, but I do love the meaning behind it.
Yeah.
Um, but no, my question for you has to do with something you said on that call because you were talking about the love you have for the coaching you do there and that group and you were sharing how like that doesn't just happen, it doesn't just magically happen. It's because you show up.
Yeah.
And I was really inspired in that moment, and it wasn't, like, where the call was headed, but I was like, "I wanna ask him more about that." Like, what does he mean by, like, "It's because you show up?"
Mm. Well, first of all, let's just build a picture of
Mm,
this FTW group.
mhm,
These guys who've been in FTW, some of them are very very good clients. In fact, I would say, you know, e- everyone in that group has become very very good friends. A lot of them were at my wedding, birthdays, and and so on. We've been to each other's weddings.
mm,
Anyway, it's become a really tight group because the thing about this group that I created, and just want to let everyone know, I created this group because there was a point where I was going to cut back from speaking and getting up on stage and coaching, and I kind of ventured off into the aviation world. And I was just like, hey guys, I'm not going to be doing this, but I'm going to put together a group of people who want to continue coaching with me, and it's just going to be a limited group. I'm not going to be coaching anyone else because I'm no longer going to be speaking. I was going back and forth between America and Australia once a month at that point. This is a number of years ago, very many years ago, like 15 years ago. But anyway, so I decided to put together a group of people who still wanted to hang out and still wanted to do a retreat once a year somewhere in the world, and perhaps get on a call from time to time for us to do some coaching and have some conversations and etc. So that's why I put the group together. It is one of my biggest ticket item. What I mean by biggest ticket, it's quite expensive to get into FTW, and there's a invitation process that comes into that. So I just want people to understand it's like you don't have just anyone in there. It's someone who's jumped through a lot of hoops and really wanted to be there. So that's yeah, what I'm alluding to here, some of the guys have been in FCW for like over 13 years. Like, I mean, Christina, you're probably know about 10 years or so yourself.
Mhm.
And that's because for a little while you disappeared because you went had two babies, right? So, but
Yeah.
then you came back. So, these guys have been around for a long time, and the conversations and the level of commitment and the connection that we all have is mind blowing, and it's phenomenal. It's a great experience. And what I was saying to the group that where you're referring to, Christina, from that call, is that this doesn't just happen. There is a level of commitment and willingness, not only from myself but everyone in the group. But from you're asking the question from my view, so I'll answer it from my view. But of course, I can speak for many of the guys in that group. It's a great everyone's really committed to themselves and their self transformation journey. But for me, um, when I say, it doesn't just happen, because a lot of the things I talk about is things happening effortlessly,
Mm,
and sometimes people confuse things being effortless as things requiring no effort. I mean, it kind of sounds like that, right?
mhm,
Because you're like, well, it's effortless. So that means it just happens. It just happens on its own accord, right? I don't need to do anything. It's like, these are the things that people think. The universe will bring it to me, and that's what I mean. Like it doesn't just happen. In order for it to be effortless, in order for you to be in that flow state where things just seem to be, unfolding for you or before you, you know, it does require a level of commitment and a level of an ability to show up. You
mm,
need to show up, and by showing up, it's being able to. For me, showing up is having no plan B. Let's be honest. To me, when I show up, I make a decision wholeheartedly, and by wholehearted means you are all one in your hearts. Half-hearted, it's half heart, half head. So in other words, what's the head? Head gives you permission that to do this, and permission is like it's a good idea. The risk is less there, and people won't judge me. I may not fail. I may really win. It may be really profitable. People might like me. All those things, the head is giving the reason in order to give permission for your heart to follow something. So, and also in at the plan Bs you'll find in your head as well. Now, I understand that we use our head, and our head is there to make decisions. I fly aircraft, and there is some things that I do that is I check in with my head, my fuel calculation, what the weather's doing, and if we're on a navigation, are we on track, and calculations and mathematics and all kinds of things, right? So yeah, when I'm operating a machine, something that I do over and over again, I will refer to my head. I might go to the shop and wanted to buy lunch or wanted to buy a product of some sort. And then I go to my head and go, is that worth its price? Is that a good value? So we use our head all the time. So I'm not disregarding that. But matters of life and your direction in life and your opportunity and your ability of becoming the person that you came here to become, I'm sorry, but that's all heart. When it comes to falling in love with somebody, your partner, I'm sorry, that's all heart. When it comes to loving your children, I'm sorry, that's all heart. Now, I know there's a part of you going, well, I want my children to do well, and I have these, yeah, I get it. But whether your children, I told this to my son yesterday, because sometimes he bottles things up and he doesn't express it. I said to him, hey, buddy, I just want you to let you know that no matter what you've done, or no matter what you do or what you haven't done, I will always love you. It's
mhm,
it's it's not conditional. I unconditionally love you, buddy. So I just want to let you know that you can share anything with me, anything. You will never be in trouble. Okay. So, um, So there is some things that is all heart. Falling in love is all heart. Like, I get it. There's a part of you that's like, well, is this person really the right person for me? They live in a different city. They don't have a job. There's all kinds of things that you may refer to. But the thing is, the moment you refer to your heart, then you're looking for permission or for reasons of why you can or should or will love that person. And to me, right there, that's not real love, because the real love doesn't have reason. It doesn't need justifications. And it definitely doesn't need your permission or anyone's permission. When it's love, it's like when you love your children or you love your pet, it's not like you have a reason of why you love them. You just love them. So there is some things in your life that, when it comes to your direction and to who you're being and what you came here to do, for me, that's all heart. All heart. It requires a decision that is wholehearted decision, not a half-hearted decision. Okay. So, and that's why I say, when it comes to doing what I'm doing, and where I'm going, I don't have a plan B. I don't have a plan. And in so much of my life, where most people would think you should have a plan B, it'd be a good idea to have a plan B. I don't. I love the plan A. I love grabbing my heart and throwing it over that wall, and that wall is all the reasons of why you shouldn't, or all the things that could go wrong, and what if people don't like it, what if people reject that, what if you fail. That's the wall, right? I grab my heart, which is something you can't live without, right? And metaphorically, I throw it over that wall, and now I'm going over that wall. To me, that's the plan A. That, to me, is a wholehearted decision. And very few people have an ability to do that, because they're used to making little decisions. And when you make decisions, you lean on the logic. Should I do this? Should I take an umbrella out today? Is it going to rain? They're little decisions. What do I feel like to eat? Well, I really had pizza last night. Maybe I'll have a salad. Sure, they're little decisions, and you might bring your intellect and logic in there to contribute to those decision-making process. But if you're not making wholehearted decisions, I don't think you're making big enough decisions in your life, because you need to have a decision that is huge. It's about the direction you're going. It's about the version of yourself that you're becoming. It's about loving somebody. It's about, committing yourself to doing something, and there is no other option but doing that. There is no plan B. So to me, when I'm saying, hey, you still need to show up, it means you showing up showing up to me is showing up as yourself, right? With no other plan behind you. That is showing up. And like I said, I just want to make it clear, you do have plan Bs for other little small things that you do, right? Hey, we'll go to the park, and if it doesn't work out, we'll go there. But I'm just saying that just to ease what I'm actually saying, because to me, even small bloody things, I don't have plan Bs. Yeah, all right, fly a plane, I'll have a plan B. Okay. If the weather's 50-50, I'm going to have another alternate airport where I could go land if I can't get to that airport. Sure. All right. But that's talking about flying machines. That's talking about operating machines. We're not machines. Okay. Human beings. We are alive. We have hearts, right? Use it. Use your heart to make a decision for something that is big. Something, and if you don't have something big, find something big enough. So find something that's, to me, I've always said, I need to have something big that I'm going for, that I'm, you know, I won't say pursuing, but I'm expressing. I'm I'm deciding. It's got to be big enough that it is worth failing for. Because then the wall that I need to throw my heart over the wall over, the wall becomes small to me when whatever I'm making a decision about, it's worth failing for. Because suddenly the wall doesn't seem so big because the wall's like, what if you fail? What if you fail? Are you sure you can? What if it doesn't work out? That's what the wall is there, right? We all have that wall and it's keeping us small, right? And then we want to throw our heart over the wall, but the wall seems so big, I can't even throw that high. The way you make the wall smaller is you have something worth failing for. In other words, if you failed, it was worth it anyway. Because I don't want to not find out. I don't want to be faced with this wall and never find out what was on the other side. That to me is showing up. And when you show up, then it becomes effortless. Then it becomes like, you're in a flow state. Your business is unfolding, or in this case, we're talking about this particular coaching group that's been going on for like 15 years, and some of the members have been there for, somewhere between 13 and 15 years. Sure, some of them are new. We had a new member just join only last week, which is someone's actual girlfriend in the group. Welcome to the group, Jess. So in case you're watching this, she did say she watches my podcast. So there's a shout out to you, Jess. Jess,
Yay, Jess.
yay! I actually, as part of this group, I actually take people for an initiation flight. Because
Mm,
it is a high ticket event, and it is some of these people are going to be in this group for a long time. We're all doing Japan. We've got Japan coming up. We're doing a Japan retreat in a few months, so we're all going to be together. We do retreats every year. So as an initiation, I take them up for a flight. So I took her for an aerobatic flight just a couple of days ago, and she did amazing. She told me that she's not someone that screams, and she says I wouldn't scream. And I was like, okay, cool. So we went up, and the very first maneuver I did, I just went upside down, and I needed to check my eardrums because she screamed. So
that's
you saw that
awesome.
video? You see the video, Chrissy?
I did, yeah. We're saying that a new person recently joined, but that like for this 15-year group and
Yeah.
people
I
been
mean, I
around.
mean,
Yeah,
I mean
yeah.
that's a pretty awesome result to have a group of people, that are still getting something out of being part of this coaching group.
Mhm.
And no, it's not a cult, like, just in case they're like, "Well, it must be a cult if they've been doing it for 15 years." No, everyone gets so much out of it. To me, it's like going to the gym, When you get something out of the gym, usually you go to the gym and you get some kind of results, right? Besides feeling good about yourself, you get a result. Like for me, my muscles are getting bigger. Today, I benched 120 kilos. Like to me, that's like, wow, I'm easily benching 120 kilos. What does that mean? It just means I'm getting stronger. As I'm getting older, I'm actually much stronger. So I'm
Mm,
getting a lot going to the gym. But once I get that result, I don't then just go, okay, well, I don't need to go to the gym anymore because I'm very strong. No, because if you don't continue to go to the gym, you'll start to lose that strength. So when someone's getting something out of, from their mentor or coach or being part of a group that is supporting them in their journey, well, of course you continue. So sometimes people hear that and they're like, oh, wow, like some of the people have been there for over 10 years. That's not cool. Why would you need to do that? They don't need to do that. They love to do that. Everyone's getting so much. The gym is the perfect reference point I can give to you. I go to the gym 5, 6 days a week, and I've been doing that for the last, I don't know, 10, 15 years. And I want to keep doing that as I get older and older. It's not like I'm like, okay, well, I'm fit and healthy now. I don't need to eat healthy anymore. No, you need to continue to eat healthy. No, you need to continue to do strength training if you want to keep your strength. So, and this is not about having big muscles. It's about, it's about aging gracefully, because as you have more strength and more muscles, it changes your whole body dynamics and how you age. So, but anyway, I just kind of point that out there as well, because sometimes people hear that and they're like, why would someone be still getting coaching from you 10 years later? That's how good it is. I mean, that's how good I am. No, I was going to say that's how good it is. So it's like when you're getting, Anyway, stop me, Chrissy. Otherwise, I'll just keep going.
No, I'm glad you pointed that out, but what came to me as you were sharing that as well is like this idea of showing up and throwing your heart over the wall. It's not just like a one and done thing. Like it's like you keep showing up. You keep throwing your heart over the wall, and I think that that's why this group has continued on for as long as it has, and it has gotten the, I don't know if I wanna call it results, but just, the results of, like, how amazing it is because of that continual showing
Yeah.
up and throwing your heart over the wall, which has been in lots of different ways, but
Mm.
yeah. So
And that's a level of living this, you know?
mm,
Sometimes when people first start doing the work on themselves, the living it is being authentic and being themselves and breaking away all the different skins or layers that they thought they needed to be to get people's appreciation or acceptance and avoid rejection. But as you go deeper on your journey, the living it is throwing your heart over that wall, you know,
mm,
and like Christina just said, is doing that continuously. You know, I do it in this area of my life, in my work. I do it with my wife. I do it in making a decision to have children. You know,
mm,
I just continuously, I do it to, you know what, I'm going to start being healthy. Like you're making wholehearted decision. I can't tell you the power in making decisions that are wholehearted. You know, you all know what results you get from half-hearted decisions. Again, half-hearted is not bad. You do require the half-hearted because you need heart and head. You know, you're making a decision to follow your heart or to, sometimes your head is referring to your heart and go, do I really feel to do this? Sometimes your heart is referring to your head and going, is this actually good value? That's fine when you're living in the story day to day, sure. But again, I just wanted to highlight it's the decisions that you're making that are about where you're going in your life. It's about who you're becoming in your life. Ultimately, these are the decisions that are assisting you to become the greatest version of yourself and to come here to live the life that you came here to live. These are decisions about your purpose, who you're being, what you're doing, and ultimately what you have. You know, but it's, I just wanted to say that, you know, I wanted to vouch that it's okay to make half-hearted decisions, but I'm just talking about those bigger decisions. You know what I mean about those bigger decisions. It's like,
yeah.
who am I here to be? What am I here to do? Who am I really? What's the version of myself that I want to be that I would be satisfied to leave that version behind and say, you know what? But when you come to the end of your life, you know what? I had a great life and I became the person that I came here to be. Like those
Mm,
decisions. So
yeah.
yeah, and you know what? Just in case someone's just want to drop this in, Chrissy, because someone might be listening to this and go, "Oh my god, I really want to be part of this FTW group." In case you're thinking that there is no way into the FTW group, you'll see there's nothing on my website about FTW. The
Mm,
way to FTW is either being coached by one of the people who have been facilitators of this work, who've done my facilitators training program. Christina is one of them, just in case. So you either might be coached by them and they kind of put you forward, or you're being coached by me. So if you're interested in any of those, I mean, um, you could reach out to Christina. She's got her own things. But if you wanted to reach out to me, it's my being part of my inner circle coaching group. So I have an inner circle coaching group, which people pay a monthly fee for. We catch up every week, and you can drop out any time as well. So there's no minimum term commitment. In any of my work, by the way, FTW is no minimum term commitment either, but they're just people stick around. So just in case you're like, oh, I want to be a part of something like that, that's the path. It's to either work with one of my coaches or facilitators, and at some point they would kind of put you forward, or work with me personally. And at some point, I'm like, hey, you might want to, have a look at my FTW group. There you go.
there you
So
go. Yeah,
just I,
and
kn-
you've
I know someone right now is thinking that. I know that even if that was for one person, just I know someone will be thinking, I want to be part of that.
no,
That's the
I'm
way.
I'm very glad you said that because I was about to ask you about that, and also just mention the community for people as well, the AZ community that people can join and be in the forum. And is that a paid subscription now?
No, it's all free.
Mhm,
So take advantage of it. You can
mhm,
join my online community. Everyone's got their own profile there. You'll find Christina there.
mhm,
You'll find me there. You'll find a whole bunch of products that I actually make available for. It's complimentary.
mhm.
We just released today the Intuitive Warrior, which is a recording that
Ooh,
I did in 2011 or 2010, a long time ago.
mm,
We just released that, which is a really powerful, short program. There's the WTF, the version that we did last year in San Diego. We recorded that one. There's a
Mhm.
whole bunch of other different things that. So if you go into the classroom section, by the way, how do they find? We're on School. We use an app called School.
Well, there's
Um,
also just it might be simplest to go to amirzoghi.com and join the community from there.
That's
So,
there you go.
but yeah,
There's
but yeah.
she's that's a smart call. Yeah, so if you just, yeah, go to my website and look at joining the community, it's free. You do need to put your details in, and you still need to be approved because we don't let anyone and everyone in. So just
Mhm,
answer the short questions, and
mhm,
then the team will approve you. And then once you're in there, there's a whole bunch of other people who are on this journey. There's a lot of supportive content that's there. In fact, I don't know when you're going to be listening to this, but this Friday I'm actually doing a live call for everyone who's in my community. It's
mhm,
called Ask AZ. I don't think you guys will, but I do it often. I do it like every 3 or 4 weeks. So if you're in the community, you can get access to joining a live coaching call where you can
mhm,
ask coaching questions. You can ask me questions about the content you're going through, or you can ask me questions about what's going on in your life, and I can give you some input and some mentoring and coaching.
mhm. Such a good value.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. No, I just I'm reflecting on our call and I just want to thank you because I really got so much out of what you shared in your answer to my question. And I was just very inspired. I think just connecting with what you shared, the feeling of like why you throw your heart over the wall, why you show up like that. It was just very inspiring to me and I'm sure to our audience. I just want to thank you for what you shared with us today.
Yeah, absolute pleasure. It's been
Mm,
perfect.
yeah.
Until
And
next week, I guess.
yeah, exactly. So we'll and again, if you have anything you'd like to ask Amir or you'd like me to ask Amir on your behalf, please email us, post on socials, post in the YouTube comments, or you could ask in the community. So look forward to hearing from anyone who has any questions as well.
Amazing. Well,
All
I
right.
think that's it, isn't it, Christina?
That's it. And
That's it. We have landed.
we've landed always with the with the flight metaphors, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm always flying. If I'm not flying an airplane, I'm flying in my mind. So,
Yeah.
but thanks everyone for listening, and thanks for joining us. And go eat some Persian food.
Yeah. All right, thanks. Bye guys.
Bye.